The Tobago House of Assembly is working on a plan to reduce Tobago's food import bill. THA Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles says the bill is too high. Speaking at the opening ceremony of World Food Day at the Scarborough Library last evening, Mr. Charles said Tobago must return to the days when it was self-sufficient. Patricia Nicholson has more.
THA Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles says more than 50% of the food Tobagonians consume is imported. Not happy with this, Mr. Charles is now working towards reducing that figure.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, Tobago is fast becoming a food insecure island, importing a significant amount of its food supply from outside. Such import is estimated at approximately 80%.
He wants to revive Tobago's agricultural sector in order to reduce the food import bill, to diversify the economy, and to create long-term employment in the agricultural sector. He says more young people must become involved in agriculture and Tobago must be able to feed itself.
So therefore, today, as we join with the national and international communities to commemorate World Food Day 2017, it is an opportune time for us to shift gears, increase the production of food, and once again assume the leadership role in respect of food self-sufficiency in our twin island state.
As such, Mr. Charles reminds that an agriculture revitalization team was approved by the THA Executive Council earlier this year. The team's objective was to work with the Secretary of Food Production, Forestry and Fisheries, Hayden Spencer, to develop a plan aimed at making Tobago's agriculture sector more sustainable.
This plan provides both the context for and the driver of public and private sector efforts and activities in addressing the major developmental challenges facing the agricultural sector.
Next to the library, specifically at the Gardenside Street car park, vendors were out in their numbers selling seedlings, crops, flowers and other locally made products. This year, the exhibit only lasted 1 day as opposed to 2 days as in previous years. The event was scaled down due to budget constraints. The turnout was also not as large this year when compared to 2016. I'm Patricia Nicholson for C News.
There are plans by the Division of Education, Innovation and Energy to review Tobago's school feeding program and incorporate local food into the menu. This from Chief Secretary and Secretary of the Division, Kelvin Charles.
Made to link agriculture with the school feeding program in order to build market capacity for our farmers, as well as to encourage local and healthy consumption of what we produce.
He said his staff were already working on a new school feeding menu.
Already given the necessary instructions to our personnel at education to revise the menu options for the school feeding program.
Mr. Charles was speaking at the official opening ceremony of World Food Day in Scarborough last evening.